Bonjour et bienvenue et prendre du passé. So for those of you who do not speak French, hello and welcome to Past Paint. If you haven't guessed by that introduction, we are looking today at Sennelier, a French brand of watercolours. The specific colour that we are looking at is red violet. Here I have the old formulation of red violet, which consists of PV1 and PV39. I have it here in half pan. You can also get this in tube form. If you are lucky, you can find it maybe in an old art shop that may still stock the old formulation of the line. It was reformulated, I think, less than 10 years ago, but definitely more than 5. I think it was around 2012 that they reformulated. Sennelier are not the only brand to have used PV1 in the past. Winsor & Newton also used this pigment in one of their paints. PV1 is rhodamine violet. Production stopped quite a while ago due to the poor light fastness and the high fugitiveness of this paint pigment. You can try and recreate it by mixing a blue with a magenta, but the results aren't quite the same as we will see here on screen. PV39 is triphenol methane, which is still available in the Sennelier line as blue violet. So here I swatched out the pigment, and I also did some comparisons, notably with PV23, the manganese violet, and ultramarine violet as well. The rhodamine that is found in the PV1 may sound familiar to you. They use rhodamine dye in making the opera rose and opera pink colours in watercolour brands. I did try to make the violet with the opera rose from Winsor & Newton and their PV23 dioxazine violet. As you can see, the old red violet is quite a bright colour. You can definitely see the rhodamine in it, that luminance and that shine to it. It's a lot more vibrant and a lot more neon than the other purples you can see on page. As with past paints and pigments in this series, I mix them with colours I normally keep on my watercolour palette. These being manganese blue, indanthrone blue, cadmium orange, golden baroque red, which is an earthy orange, a Schlesinger red deep, a blue red, Schlesinger yellow medium, which is like a cadmium yellow, Schlesinger yellow lemon, which is like cadmium lemon, Flush green original, Flush green deep, sepia, King's blue, which is ultramarine blue with white, cobalt turquoise, cerulean blue, phthalo green, opera rose, and vermilion hue. Violet or purple is a secondary colour on the colour wheel, which means usually if you're mixing it on a colour wheel, you mix it with red and blue. Therefore, when mixing, purple is not the most useful for mixing, as you don't get very many variants. The most variants tend to be different shades of purple, as you can see from examples here. Mixed with orange, it makes a muted orange. With any reds, it makes magenta sort of colours. With yellows, that's the complementary colour, so they grey each other out a little bit and will form a neutral colour. With blues you get anywhere from indigos to blue-violet colours, which can be quite interesting. It's quite interesting when mixed with phthalo green, I noticed, and it makes a nice sort of green turquoisey pigment. It's very hard to describe the colour. This episode is the penultimate episode in the series, so the next one after this will be the last one of this current series of Past Paint. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you don't wish to miss out on that last episode, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and if you really enjoy this video, please hit a thumbs up or leave a comment down below. Now I also compared this red violet to the new formulation of red violet, and while the undertones were similar, as the new red violet is made from PV39, it's not quite as neon or vibrant. So onto the painting demonstration now, and as I did with previous episodes, I'm painting botanicals. I felt by painting botanicals it was a good way for you to see the range of colours you can get from this pigment, and you can also see it used singly, as it's a good opportunity to use it singly because you can find flowers of that colour. So today I am painting a pansy. So quick question for you guys, have you used any discontinued or old paints? Have you been tempted to try and seek any out from watching this series? Or do you have them maybe in your collection? I would love to hear from you. So here I am now going in with that purple. I did have to water it down quite a lot because it is quite neon. It's almost a little bit difficult to work with for its neon properties. This can obviously be used in a positive way and to an advantage, but for the first layer I didn't want that brightness straight away. I saved that more concentrated paint for later layers. This paint has an excellent flow to it. Violets and blues tend to flow much better than any other pigment I find in my experience. I also tend to find that violets will have a more varying drying shift compared to other paints and pigments. The purples will mute down quite a lot when they dry, and they will shift in colour much greater. This painting has taken me quite some time, around 3 hours to paint, which is why there has been such a gap between this episode and the last one. I really wanted to take my time with this piece. I felt really drawn to it, and I got really stuck into it, and it was a real joy to paint this. For the leaves in this painting, I used a previous entry in this series, quinacridone gold and indanthrone blue. I also used Schrevener yellow medium and Schrevener yellow lemon. This creates quite a nice green, and it's a real go-to mix for most of my green colours. For the flower itself, I used the red violet mixed with PV23, which is deoxazine violet. I also used some indanthrone blue and indigo mixed in with it for shading and shadows and any darker parts of the petals. I find violets have the most extensive tonal range of any pigment that I've tried so far. The only one coming close second would be a blue pigment. This means that if you wish to paint monochrome, it can be easily done and easily achieved with violet paints. When used in concentrated mixtures or painted in many layers, you can achieve extremely dark purple, almost black. And when thinned out and painted lightly, you get a really nice purple. It's a really nice delicate colour. Red violet is not the only colour that I have from the old formulation of Sennelier. I also have Mars yellow, quinacridone gold and Chinese orange in my collection of the old formulation. These include discontinued paints as well, most notably quinacridone gold genuine PO49. If you missed that episode, I will leave a link to it up in the iCards above. I find the old formulation of red violet, and along with the manganese blue genuine, which I did an episode on, are not able to be recreated using other paints and pigments. No other purple can substitute for it. You can't get that neon brightness without that rhodamine, same as you can't get the granulation or electricness of the manganese blue. There are only two colours in this series that cannot be replaced with a hue, this being one of them. That being said, the new formulation containing just PV39 is still a very nice pigment on its own. It's labelled blue violet and is still part of the Sennelier range. I will leave a link in the description box down below where you can purchase it. It's also an affiliate link. When you purchase an item with an affiliate link, it goes towards helping myself and this channel, and it will also go towards making more exciting and better videos for the viewer. Affiliate links will have no extra charge for yourself. What happens is I get a small commission per purchase that you make using an affiliate link. Bonus as well, if you do it through Jackson's, first time buyers get a 10% discount on an item, which can be extremely helpful if you're thinking about buying a large set or something really expensive that's over £100. Thanks to you guys, you have supported me by doing this, and I've managed to get some new brushes, which I mentioned in a different video, and I'm painting them here, using them in this painting. I'm really enjoying using them, so thank you again for supporting this channel. So I'm just going in here, adding the shadows and darkest parts of each petal. I'm doing this by mixing the red violet with some damp Ferrone blue and a little bit of sepia just to make it a bit darker, and it works extremely well. And then I'm glazing over the top of some of the back petals with just a watered down version of the pure red violet. This is what's going to give it that neon pop. It really makes it stand out. I hope that you are looking forward to the next and final episode in this series as much as I am. You're more than welcome to try and guess the colour or brand down in the comments. I'll let you know if you've guessed correctly. So this brings us to the end of this episode. I always appreciate your support and feedback. It's very valuable to me. So if you feel like leaving any, please do, and I will try my best to answer or take any suggestions on board. I hope you have enjoyed watching this episode, and make sure you keep an eye out at the end of March for my giveaway on this channel, as it is my channel anniversary this month. So thank you for watching. I shall see you in the next episode. Bye bye.